Another brick fan here with a look at the LEGO Collectible Minifigure series. This is Series 17. This is set 71018, was released in May 2017, has 99 pieces, 16 minifigures, and each came in a blind bag which cost about $4 each. With 16 minifigures and some good bag feeling skills, you would only pay about $64 when they were first released for the entire set. I've seen these sets going for as low as $80 around on the web. This set has several figures that are based on other collectible minifigure series, and I'll point those out as we look at the figures closer. Some of my favorites in this collection include the Hot Dog Vendor. I think this is a really nice print on the Hot Dog Vendor. I do like the little tray that he has, as well as the soda cup and hot dog pieces. I think those are quite appropriate for him. The Battle Dwarf, who is right behind him, also looks really good. I really like the hair. I like that bright red mohawk and the bright red beard. The Rocket Boy here in the back corner is really great, especially with the fact that he is carrying a classic space flag, which we'll take a look at here in a few minutes. And then another that I really like is this Elf Queen. It's a really nice print with a kind of a metallic sheen, and I really do like the hairpiece that she has. Let's go ahead and take a look at each of these figures individually. Our first two minifigures are the Pro Surfer and the Strongman. The Pro Surfer comes with this great surfboard. Printed in is a light blue surfboard with a shark print on it, which I think looks really good. Our Strongman comes with this dumbbell. Taking a closer look, our Pro Surfer is dressed in this black and red wetsuit. He, of course, is based on the Surfer from Series 2, and there was also a Surfer Girl in Series 4. So this is the third Surfer that was released in a collectible minifigure series. There was a Batgirl in LEGO Batman Movie 2 collectible minifigure series that also came with a surfboard. So lots of surfers in these collectible minifigure series. The Strongman has this wonderful mustache piece. Great big bushy mustache, and then he's wearing the cheetah print outfit here with a giant weightlifting belt. He does have dual molded legs, which I think is a nice feature here. Moving to the side, you see there is some really nice printing on this wetsuit for our surfer guy, our professional surfer. And I do like the hairpiece he's got in this light tan, which looks good. The back is very plain on our surfer, but we get the continuation of the cheetah print and the belt here for our Strongman, and you can definitely see the dual molding for the yellow and black on his legs. More side printing on our Pro Surfer. So starting off with a couple of nice minifigures. Next up we have a Gourmet Chef and Corn Cob guy. Our Gourmet Chef comes with this whisk piece here and a strawberry pie, it looks like. Very nice pieces there. And our corn cob guy just wearing a big corn cob suit here. I like the chef's hat that's used here, the printing for the chef coat, and then just a little bit of printing here on the top of the legs, otherwise just a plain black leg print. Here the corn cob guy you can see is just a plain green minifigure. Does have a nice big bushy mustache though. And this corn cob piece is pretty nice. Moving around to the side, you see there is a little bit of printing on the jacket for our chef. And this hat and hair is a combination piece, so that's pretty nice to have as well. No printing on the back, and here is our alternate face for our chef, and you see that our corn cob guy does not have an alternate expression. I do like the tilt of the hat and the way that the hair is molded on directly with the hat. Let's Let's move on to our next two figures. Next up we have a veterinarian and a hot dog vendor. The hot dog vendor has this nice tray piece. And then it does come with a couple of accessories there, the sausage and the cup. So taking a close look at these two pieces, taking a closer look at the hot dog or sausage and the cup piece. These are both very nicely done. I think they look very authentic. The hot dog piece has been around for a while, and I don't see this cup very often, but I do think it's a nice piece. Our veterinarian comes with this bunny rabbit piece, which is a very nice mold, and I believe this is the first time the bunny rabbit piece appeared in a Lego set. So a good inclusion here. Looking at the printing for both of these, you see that our veterinarian is wearing light blue scrubs here, has a stethoscope around her neck here, and has the darker blue hands, probably representing her wearing gloves. And she has a little ID tag here on her right leg. Our hot dog vendor has this nice kind of cafe style hat, a red shirt with a red and white checkerboard overalls, which I think is a good touch. He is also wearing a bow tie, and it looks like a pin with a happy face there. Very nice print for him. I think the printing is done well on these tan legs, so it doesn't bleed through or anything, and the white looks quite good. Moving around the figures, you see they both have the arm prints with just like, so they're wearing short sleeve shirts. This hairpiece with a swoop forward look is a good hairpiece for the veterinarian. See just a little bit of printing on the backs of both of these, just providing some contour and maybe the back of a collar for them. The hot dog vendor does not have an alternate expression, and neither does our veterinarian in this case. Let's move on to our next two figures. Next up we have Butterfly Girl and Roman Gladiator. You can see our Butterfly Girl is carrying a bouquet of flowers here. Pretty standard Lego flower piece. And our Gladiator is carrying this pearl gold trident, which was a common weapon, I think, in the games, with the gladiatorial games. I like the hair print for our little girl. It's got a couple of like flowers printed here, or she's wearing flowers in her hair. She has a butterfly t-shirt on, and actually some little printing on her short pink legs here on the toes, which adds a nice touch. These wings look really good from the front, and they also look really good in the back, so we'll take a look at those here in a minute. Our Gladiator has this nice short haircut. He's wearing a bare minimum of clothing and armor here, as you see, just a strap here around, and then some, looks like rags to me. Perhaps he is dual molded here, so perhaps some boots that he's wearing, or shoes on the bottom. Moving to the side, you see that the Gladiator does have a little bit of printing for wristbands, or perhaps in his case they were handcuffs. Then moving around, you see the really nice look of this butterfly wing piece, which I think is just a really good looking piece. No alternate face for our Butterfly Girl or for our Gladiator, but he does continue the printing on the back of that shoulder strap that he's wearing. Dual molding on the legs, very obvious here from the back. You'll see that his right arm is actually printed differently than his left. So he has this here on his sleeve, and then another wristband here. So nice to see that extra printing and the level of detail they had to have different prints on each side. Next up we have the Connoisseur, or Frenchman. You see that he's carrying a baguette there. Our Connoisseur also has this French Bulldog, which is a very nice printed piece. Another figure that I think is really good is this Battle Dwarf, and you can see he's got both an axe and a hammer. One really cool thing about this hammer is that it does have printing on the side of the hammer of this warthog, or I believe it's a warthog. It's got the mohawk on it, and that's printed on both sides of the hammer. So that is pretty cool to see that printing in kind of this metallic copper color, which I think looks great. Our Frenchman is wearing a standard pinstripe shirt with a red scarf around his neck. He has kind of a sad expression on his face, I would say. And then he is wearing kind of that, and he is wearing a French style hat that's kind of sloped off to one side. Our battle dwarf, as I mentioned in the opening, looks really good with this big mohawk piece here. The matching beard piece. And he's pretty much bare here, but it looks like he's got maybe a large belt here, and then there is some variant on the printing here on his legs to represent maybe he's wearing shorts and then some matching boots. The Battle Dwarf is actually a variant of the Evil Dwarf, which was released in Series 5. You can also see there is some side printing or arm printing for both of these. Our Evil Dwarf looks like he's wearing like metal wristbands or metal protection on the lower parts of his arms. Our Connoisseur is where it has the pinstriping on his side there. See that great mohawk piece comes all the way down the back of our dwarf's head here. Continuation of his belt. You can just see the red scarf here on the back of our Connoisseur. And you do see that line is much more distinctive here, looking at his legs from the back. So we have kind of a darker red, then a nougat color, and then darker red again. Maybe a reddish brown color. Good to see that his arms are different. So on his right arm he has, looks like a tattoo up here, and then he's still wearing the silver armor, it looks like. The mustache doesn't quite match the beard color, but I suppose that's okay. It is nice to have both those extra pieces with this figure. Next up we have Retro Space Hero. This looks to be based on Flash Gordon. The helmet piece is pretty reminiscent of Flash Gordon. I believe this is the first time that this Retro Space Blaster piece was released. I've seen this in several sets since. Next to him is our Yuppie, who is carrying a 80s style cell phone. I think they did a really nice job doing a recolor of the walkie-talkie piece in gray. Most of the time you see that in black, primarily in the city sets of fire and police. And then there's this keypad down here and a speaker. So I think this turned out really nice as a 80s style cell phone. He's wearing this nice leisure suit, and I really do like this facial expression with the sunglasses. I think that's a really nice print. As we move around the figures, you see our Retro Spaceman has a little symbol here on his arm, and then some other printing down here to his gloves. Good printing along the sides of the legs as well. Looks like a short sleeve shirt or short sleeve jacket, or maybe perhaps he's got the jacket sleeves rolled up on his white suit here for our Yuppie or 80s guy. No printing on the back of our Retro Spaceman. You did get a good look at the helmet as we moved around. No alternate expression for our Spaceman or for our Yuppie or 80s guy. Once again, you can see the side printing for both figures on their arms. And then back around to the front. Next up we have Rocket Boy and a dance instructor. Rocket Boy here has holding a flag with the, looks like a crayon drawing of the original space logo for Lego. Our dance instructor is carrying a water bottle. The water bottle is made out of a trans blue cylinder piece, 1x1 cylinder, and then a little stud post piece there on the top. Does have this H2O print on it, which I think looks great. Nice way to build a water bottle, and certainly different than the soda container we get with the hot dog guy. Our dance instructor is dressed very flash dance style with leggings and tights and very bright colors, which I think look really good. I like this rocket costume that our rocket boy is wearing. So red here, some dual molding going on, obviously, with some red pieces here and red here, red on top, and then the gray. The dots around the costume are printed in silver. One of the great things about this figure is that he's wearing a t-shirt here with the original Space logo in the nice gray torso. So a nice callback to classic Space as well. You see his nice little expression on his face there. They did mention in the bio that this is the son of the astronaut from Series 15, and that is his father. So that's kind of a cool throwback. And then the fitness instructor from Series 5 is what our dance instructor is based on. And this is the first time that this big giant hairpiece was seen. Moving around to the side, you see that moving along to the side, you see our dance instructor has printing on her arm with a wristband and then her shirt here. Those leggings continue about halfway down here as well. Legs are dual molded. So we have that light blue on the bottom. Some good continuation of that bright printing on the back. No alternate expression for her. The rocket boy is also very plain on the back. But the back of the rocket does continue with those silver dots that go all the way around this rocket piece. On our dance instructor, the right arm is different than the left arm. You see that she just has the armband and that her shoulder is not covered by her dance outfit. If you do look closely, you can see that she's wearing a sweatband that matches the color of her shoes. Our last two minifigures include an elf maiden, which is a variant of the elf that first appeared in Series 3. This is the first appearance of this hairpiece in the light nougat with the built-in ears. We'll take a closer look at that as we move around. You see that she does have a shield piece here and a sword in this gold color. The shield also has this nice metallic type print in gold on it. In fact, the maiden does have this very shiny print, and I think it matches up really nicely. She's just using a standard 2x2x3 sloped piece here. And if you notice, if you look in the light a little bit, it is this metallic sheen, you can see. So very nice printing for the dress that she's wearing. Our Highwayman, which was the mystery piece, so the gimmick they kind of had with this series was that they didn't show a clear view of the Highwayman. It was just a silhouette. He does come with two of these kind of pirate style pistols, flintlock pistols. He's wearing a cape, dual molded legs with the brown and black. I think they did a pretty good job of him wearing this very nice formal outfit. Big black coat over a gray vest, and then he's got some frills in there. He has a mask that comes up over his face. Big dark sideburns, and then he's wearing this pirate style cap. It does have a little post receiver in here, so I suppose you could put a little accessory up there like a feather or something like that, which you have seen with some other characters as well. Moving to the side, you see this nice long hair, the very nice integrated elf ears into our elf princess. Some silver printing on the side of her arm. Our Highwayman here has some printing down the sides of his arms as well. Nice cape piece. It has the big flares in the front, as you notice. Moving to the back, you see that our elf maiden has this really nice silver accent piece in her hair, and you can see the braid coming down. Very detailed hair piece. I like it a lot. She does not have an alternate expression, and obviously our Highwayman does not either. Underneath the cape, you see there is no printing, but you do get a distinct look at the dual molding for his legs here from the back. Same printing on the sides of the arms for both of these characters. So that's a close look at all 16 of our minifigures. Let's go back and I will sum up my thoughts on this set. Overall, I think this is a really good series. It certainly doesn't disappoint. It's interesting that about half of these figures are based on prior collectible minifigure series. Not a big deal. I think the updated minifigures and different colors and things really make a big difference, and this is definitely a good series to have. As I pointed out while we were looking at the minifigures individually, I really like the shark print on the surfboard for our pro surfer. I think those butterfly wings for our butterfly girl are really nice looking. The cell phone build for the Yuppie I think looks really good as well. It's a nice representation of a classic 80s cell phone. And I do like the couple of animals we get with the rabbit and the bulldog. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this minifigure series. I'm going to get started on another video. And until then, happy building. If you want to see more of my reviews on collectible minifigure series, I've left my playlist up here on the screen. Be sure and subscribe and give me a like so I can keep growing my channel.